Hello, my name is Terrence Carter. This is Organizational Behavior and Leadership for Dr. DeWitt. Today is November 20th, 2016. My topic is the influences of young athletic trainers seeking jobs. And the main focus that I'm going to be talking about is Chapter 8. And I'm going to tie Chapter 8 into my main topic, young athletic trainers, the influences that they have for seeking jobs. The main focus for Chapter 8 was experiment and taking risks, and the main point was to learn from experience. And I'm going to give you a few examples that Chapter 8 can be applied to sports management, and also a few opportunities where this chapter would be of some value to you. And I'm going to discuss two articles where you can relate Chapter 8 to my main topic as well. Okay. So, as I said, experiment and taking risks was the main point for Chapter 8. And application to sports management. One way you can apply Chapter 8 to sports management is being an active leader. Chapter 8 discussed being an active leader, and one example you can get from sports management is being an athletic director. And as being an athletic director, it's very important to become an active learner and also listener. So and that entails listening to your administrative colleagues as well as the coaching staff, and also students and even the student athletes, and just being humble and recognizing that you don't know it all, but you are going to put your best foot forward and become the best athletic director that you can be. And it's very important to know that they know that you have weaknesses, but you're going to do your best to work on those. So that's one example where Chapter 8 can be related to sports management. I'm going to give you two examples and opportunities that can give you feedback on ways as you have job opportunities that relates to Chapter 8. One is being a director of recreational and sports, learning from your experience. For example, being a recreational and sports director, and you have intramural sports, and you come in the fall and you don't have a lot of participation, but you recognize that maybe you didn't advertise as much, so you go on social media, you advertise to the student body, you go out to the quad, and you encourage students to sign up. And in the spring, you get a better number of participation. That could be one way of learning from your experience. Another example is being a sports agent, learning from your failures. You don't become a great sports agent overnight. It's a process, and so it takes time learning from your experience. I'm going to read a quote to you out of the book, and it says, "It's not easy being a sports agent. Most successful ones will tell you they have failed at some point in their career. Failure should never be the objective. The objective should be what you can learn from your failures." And that's a big key. Not focusing on your failures, but focusing on how you can get better, how you can learn from those failures is a great way to become a better sports agent. So those are two examples where that could be Chapter 8 could be of some value to you in certain career decisions, career situations. I'm going to discuss two articles that relates to my main topic, the influences of athletic trainers, young athletic trainers in their career. The first article basically talks about the influences of GAs and their career intentions. This relates to Chapter 8 via experiment. These GAs went through a lot of experiments, that made them realize that this is not what they may want to do, or this is what they want to continue to do in their career. There were 25 GAs in this survey, and I'm going to give you the negatives and positives that basically persuaded them to go in a different route or continue down the same career path. For the negatives, the number of athletes and the long hours involved was not attractive to some GAs, and it basically led them to burnout, which is very stressful. That can be stressful and allow them not to want to continue down that path. On a positive note, some were reassured that this is the career that they wanted to continue to do. And I'm going to read you a GA statement. And it says, as one GA stated, this job isn't for everyone. You must have a different mentality, and it has social and psychological challenges that most people may not want to deal with. And that's very true. You either have to love this job or you're going to hate it. You have to be committed and love what you do. And after reading this article, I noticed for the ones that gave a positive feedback, you could read the passionate statements that they had, and with the negative statements, you could tell that this wasn't the job for them. Moving on to my second article, it talks about undergraduates, athletic trainers, the influences on their career decisions. Chapter 8 again, relating to taking risks. You're taking a big risk if you have an undergraduate degree in athletic training and you decide it's not what you want to do. There's not many different directions that you can go once you have that degree. You definitely have to stick with it. So that's taking a big risk. The factors that made them want to persist for some of the athletic trainers with their undergrad was the faculty and clinical instructor support. So they definitely had a great student to teacher relationship that encouraged them and made them want to continue down the career path that they were on. Also, marketability. They wanted to present themselves more marketable as they continue to pursue and get their master's degree. And so that was two keys, two factors that made some students want to persist and keep going. The shift of interest. Some students had a shift of interest due to the exposure and roles and responsibilities that became relevant to them, and they're basically not up for the task. Also, compensation. They noticed that compared to other health allied professions, athletic trainers are underpaid, which is somewhat of a fair statement to make, and also the lack of respect and time commitment. So some athletic trainers may have realized that they were getting disrespected from coaches and maybe players. It's definitely sometimes tough because you have to work to gain the trust from coaches and athletes, which is a process as well. And also with time commitment, some athletic trainers may not have realized that the amount of time that they had to put in. And that is the conclusion of my presentation. I hope that you were able to gain a better understanding of Chapter 8 and my topic, the influences of young athletic trainers seeking jobs. Thank you for watching.